Tempora mutantur, my friend. Times are changing, and we're changing with them. So the moral system, so the ethic is changing. Let me ask you a very important question regarding the economical crisis. Let's consider the last three crises. Lehman Brothers, okay. How you could make money on the crisis. I promise you how to tell you how to make money on the crisis, okay? Well, we know it was mortgages, right? Rates were going up, central bankers, they fall asleep, or maybe purposely they fall asleep. We don't know if they got commission from the mortgage real estate brokers and all this cockroaches. It was one big rotten bullshit of businesses. It was a chunk of debts, A, B, C, B, C, A. They flip it up. You know the story. The rest is the history. Evictions, bullshits, betting against the market, Big Short, all that bullshit, right? Forget about it. Now we're talking about the COVID crisis. COVID crisis, the emotional body of the crisis was very different, right? You were more purchasing the tobacco, alcohol, people were stuck at homes, Netflix, Zoom, all that bullshit, right? That's how you make money, right? You hold the capital, you wait for the bottom of the souterrain of the souterrain, These Canadians don't know that the souterrain has other souterrain, the basement has a basement. The whole generation didn't experience the crisis, you see? So that was the COVID crisis. Now, we're talking about new slow death crisis. I would call it slow death. What is the emotional body of this crisis which is coming? Can you see it? Can you smell it? What's going on? Is it the banks? Is it the real estate funds? Is it tobacco? Is it alcohol? Is it again Netflix? Zoom, conferences, bullshits, We can cocoon ourselves in the fucking apartments like a fucking animals, feeded by that bullshit, home offices. Now, I think the new crisis is about drugs, my friend. And how people react on drugs. They are medicine. Drug is medicine. Medicine is drug. We have to find the answer for this regarding the individual cultural patterns of the minorities of this heavy atomized society in Western world. Okay? I give you example. For example, in Vienna, the Muslim immigrants reacted to the drugs differently than the Western Europeans who used to take them. I always take a stroll when I was living in Vienna on the bank of the Dunai River. Once upon a time, beautiful place. Now, filled with the homeless, junkies, insane maniacs. I don't call these people bad names. I understand them. I understand the mentality. I understand where they come from. They come from the Middle East. They come from the Sudan. Now, have you seen the news? We got 8 million Sudanese displaced in Chad. This is maybe the trigger, my friend. Now, if I'm a European commissioner, I would start to, negotiate with people in Chad, with these fucking dictators, if they let them go up to north or not. Because try guess, I think more people coming here. And they're hungry. So my friend, these people by the river of Dunai, from Afghanistan, wherever is town, they arrived. We give them the mobility, We give them the great inventions like a smartphones. They click on it and €300, dink. They were in an old continent with their suitcases. Never seen a naked woman. Never took a smack or whatever. Maybe did, but in secret way, cannot express themselves. They see everything, drugs, women, everything. They start to abuse it, you enjoy using it. They got a problem with their identity, They got a psychological culture crisis. They cannot come back, but they cannot integrate themselves in the system. How you can integrate yourself in the racistic Austria, where I met a surgeon of a Mubarak who were cleaning tables over there. They told him, hey, sir, you are excellent surgeon, but we need you to study the university again. We don't give a shit that you are a personal surgeon of Mubarak. Here, you are a cleaner, my Nelly friend, of a fucking tables in McDonald's. Well, what these people do? Of course, they buy something. They sitting by the river. And then I saw they were jumping in the river. Yeah, it's a true-based story. I see a lot of people get crazy, jump in the river. Start to fuck the woman, attack them in the subway, right? The Bangladeshi guy, I saw him once somewhere where it was. Somewhere in Aktenbezirk, in the subway. And he started to light up the hair of some woman with a lighter because he couldn't take the abuse of the drugs and everything. He got twisted. He got his first hit. And he started to light up with the lighter the hair of some woman. Then she was running away. There was some old gentleman with an umbrella who tried to protect her. Then the guy jumped into the rails of the subway and somebody pushed the emergency bullshit, whatever, alarm. Here comes the fucking fire brigades, whatever. Generally, big issue, the subway stopped, train stopped running. I was reading newspapers the other day, nothing. All swiped under the carpet. I never heard about this conflict. Yeah, that's the Vienna, my friend. Hush, 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 hush. Vienna collapsed. Austria collapsed. Germany collapsed. Denmark collapsed. UK collapsed. France collapsed. Belgium collapsed. Eastern Europe still didn't get themselves out of the fucking asshole and it's stuck back. You see? Czech Republic, Slovakia, the industrialization of Germany. I'm talking about people who putting their fucking factories in the Middle East or Brasilia. You think you imbecile with the fossil pile back in the game you're gonna pay the fucking rent and cut down the heating? Why the fuck these capitalists with the automobile industry and heavy industry, why they would do it? The industrialization of Western Europe, my friend. The capital is going away. Overseas. The Arabs with their fucking tankers, they finally settle the price and the balance of the oil. You know what I say? And the fucking gas. Why nobody talking about gas crisis? The price is okay. We got a lot of gas. But it's coming to Europe a little bit late because Ursula von der Leyen. And I'm asking again, is she like a Juncker? Is she full retarded or half? This question doesn't let me sleep in the night. I think Ursula is demented. I think Juncker was not. He's in Panama with the golden handshake. Now I'm examining this guy, Justin Trudeau. I was watching him, and I don't think so he's a stupid like Ursula von der Leyen. I think he's a very good actor. Justin every day open his fucking press conference, fucking whatever speech, and he says like, today there is a day of the Muslims. Tomorrow there is a day of Iranians, Shiite. Today there is the Bangladeshi fucking New Year. There is the Chinese. We welcome all the minorities. They're getting the PR on the fucking airport, whatever. Canada, we're helping people. We are advocate for the political rights of the world. We need a labor here. Because the inflation problems, white Canadians, I haven't seen them actually recently for last 6 months. Yeah, where they are. Or maybe they taking their houses and turning them into the Airbnb Europe per night rooms like this. They fleeing the country, the white Canadians. Leaving their houses. To foreigners who coming here to dreaming about Canadian dream. They don't want to come back. They don't want to be stopped in Toronto subway. They don't want to watch their fucking neighborhoods turned into the Baghdad. No, they don't. Just like the Viennese. But the Viennese, they have nowhere to live. You know what I say? I mean, they left already. Like the people from Berlin, Paris, London. I don't know. I think London is a different situation a little bit. But let's not get into the details, my friend. I'm talking about the crisis of humanity, rationality. I'm talking in short term you can do something, but in long term it's fucked up. It doesn't work. You see? And artificial intelligence, oh my God, it's a black swan. Don't you see it, my friend? We got a war in the Ukraine. We got a Sudan. We got a new, maybe pandemic. We got economical problems. We got environmental problems. We got disruptive technologies. We got so many problems that we have to capitalize the problems. We've been always capitalizing the problems, but now is the time of the problems. And I'm asking you, my friend, we are in the laboratory of the world. Toronto and San Francisco. These two cities are cradle of the best and the worst. Here it is, by words of the Leonard Cohen. Here it is where everything is happening, the homicidal bitch and whatever, the American Canadian dream. Here they will try, in British Columbia, legalize cocaine. It is here where they invented binary people. It is here where homeless people can attack people on the streets and they are pardoned. Yes, I have seen this. I've seen the homeless guy who start to, in some schizophrenic paranoid attack, destroying the ticket machine for tickets on the subway, and he start to kick into it, spit on it, destroying the property of the municipality, of the town. I was counting. The response of the 911 was quite fast. The police has appeared in 5 minutes. Then came two gentlemen out, and one of them, because I was standing around, mistaking me for the perpetrator. And he looked at me and he says, "Sir, are you okay?" And I thought that he mistaken me for the victim of this guy, because there were some little scuffle with other people, who tried to avoid this guy trying to destroy this machine. And then I realized that he's talking to me very nicely, asking me for counselor or therapeutic. And he thought I am the perpetrator, not the victim. I was astonished by kindness of this policeman. And then some people in the crowd said, "No, this gentleman, it was not him." And they pointed finger on the other guy, the homeless schizophrenic guy, meanwhile was trying to go away. And then they approach him 50 meters later, and I follow them, I watch them, and they start to talk to him nicely, just like to me. "Sir, are you okay?" And the homeless, the schizophrenic was, he was not slightly in his own, he was not okay, he was not himself, he was hallucinating, he was sick. And somehow they were able to calm him. Then there was some other homeless who joined, who was just an alcoholic and who just was vomiting around, and he calmed down the other guy, And they told them, both these guys, "Hey guys," the police told them, "take it easy, relax, please, take it easy." Then they jumped in their cars and the police disappeared. The destroyed machine was there, It was destroyed. The glass was destroyed, broken. Nothing happened. Damage, $500, $1,000, I don't know. Disruption, people. These gentlemen were left there. One who was somehow trying to talk to the schizophrenic guy, calming him down. But obviously, I think another incident was about to appear very soon. Then I asked my friend, a Polish friend, very smart guy who'd been here for 7 years, Lucas, and I told him, "Lucas, I'm new here. Before I was very busy, I didn't take a public transport. Now I had taken it, and I've seen terrible things here. May I ask you something? Why the police don't interfere with these things like snatching? I saw snatching of the golden chains of people on Blair Young. I saw, spitting at people. I saw homeless people shitting, pissing themselves, rolling around. I saw 2 African immigrants with the dogs fighting. And one guy got stuck between the fight of the dogs, and he got, his trousers were tore out damaged by the guy, I don't know if he got a little bit hurt or something. The police came, disappeared. And Lucas told me, there was one extreme. These people were detained, they were put in psychiatric clinics before in Canada in 70s. And now, as it comes here, extreme goes to the extreme, And now, nobody is allowed to talk to little hustlers, thefts, maniacs, paranoid addicts, nobody. Nobody can take them away without the, permission. Nobody can take them to put them in jail, to detention, to psychiatric sanatorium or clinic, asylum. No. They have their own rights to be on the streets, in libraries. I said, it's a very revolutionary and a very courageous thought But I would say it doesn't work in reality. And he says, yes, you are right. There are more and more incidents and there is a more concern. And I ask him, so the policemen are not in every bus or train because they don't have enough policemen. No, it's because they don't do it. It's they don't policing people. They defunding police. They don't want police which is policing you. They want police which is kind and let you go and do some minor criminal offenses. Pardon it. Same thing I saw people in the shops with these self-checking machines. Stealing, putting the food and the drugs and medicine into their pockets, and the other immigrants, workers, stopping them. And they say, I have no money, I have no food and nothing. And they let them go, beeping. Little stealing up to $500 is pardoned in Toronto from shops. And I asked Lucas, have you heard about this? Like, today, I let people steal in the shop. And I cross this line, look, here is the line. You know, I cross it like that. Tomorrow I cross it like that. Tomorrow that. In 1 year, I cross the line 1 kilometer. In 1 year I can go and maybe do some second-degree murder here. I don't know. But I like to think in this way, you know. I'm thinking how far you can stretch. Because these people are very tolerant. They are progressivists. They are tolerant towards the ones who need it, addicts. I understand. It's actually a very noblest thought. But is it sustainable, my friend, in reality? And how about other people who start to simulate this behaving? I don't know why you're looking at me. How about other people who start to, zigzag through the laws? I don't know, I give you an example. I came here. I can steal a little bit for food. I can attack somebody. I don't know. Maybe I got a political status. I don't know who I am. I'm allowed to come to Canada and steal for the food and trigger the schizophrenia. And maybe kill somebody, like this Bangladeshi guy who I find out later in Vienna was released after 2 weeks from the hospital. And my friend saw him in the subway next to some lady, and he got a magazine and he take a pen and he was like stabbing the eyes of the lady on the picture. I think that this is not the right way, how to treat these people. Some of them are real maniacs. Some of them pretending they are maniacs. Some of them has a borderline disorder diseases of their personalities. They are untreatable. Some of them are psychopaths or sociopaths, even worse. I think this is the end of the civilization as we know it from the history. Bureaucracy, so many certificates, papers. You come here, you gotta pay $25,000 to get a certificate. It takes you 1 to 3 years to get a brokerage license. My friend, what do you wanna sell here in 3 years? I've seen backward gentrification here. I've never seen it. I've seen in Harlem going to the dirty parts and turn it into the nice, get out the junkies or whatever, paint the walls again, put the stores, gentrification, just like in Malaga happening, south to the Galinas, right? You buy apartment downtown, you buy it in Trinidad, it has a price, it double in 5 years. Because we know they're moving these locals and low income up to downtown. But here it's reverse, it's backwards. I've seen the neighborhoods like this. We are here for a reason. It's a neighborhood of white people. Excuse me, I'm politically incorrect. And these people living on this street. But the other street I show you is full of Pakistani Indians. Nothing against these people. But the street is full of garbage. And it's one of the upper class parts called Markham in Toronto. And I see these quarterhoods turning into the ghettos. And the people who got funds and money and education, and they are saying they're leaving. I see ghettoization of the Western world. Yes. And this is the crisis. Let's back to the point. Drugs. Drugs are powerful instrument. We know the Harrison law, 1917, banning heroin, cocaine, which you could buy before in pharmacies in 19th century. In 1910s, 1920s, you could buy smack, heroin, which treated the cocaine. Cocaine treated morphium. Morphium treated opium. We know all was allowed, and now it is banned. And we created a narcomania. And now some people say, let's come back to 1920s. Let's come back to 19th century. Let's let them shoot it on the streets, I don't think so it will work. Because you cannot never step twice into the same river, you know what I say? I think if you legalize marijuana, there are still people who are selling it illegally. Because you have two prices. You legalize cocaine, you imbecile. Listen up. You will have two markets. The legal cocaine and illegal one. Because with the legal cocaine and with the legal marijuana, you gotta do a lot of paperwork. Go to the North California, where I am heading to, where I'm talking to people every day. In Humboldt, a lot of murders. You see? A lot of violence. And why? These people can grow. They can pay taxes. They don't do it. Because it's a lot of work. You know what I say? It's a lot of work to pay taxes. Think it over. Legalization of drugs will never ever destroy will never ever remove the violence from streets. It will never remove and dismiss the chaos, the secondary effects of narcomania and business with drugs. No, it will not. It will fuel it. Because I see these people, but we're talking about marijuana. Marijuana getting you calm, sometimes confused. But we're talking about some other things, like a ketamine. We're talking about some other... I know it's not a drug, technically, LSD or whatever, psilocybin. I know. But still, how the fuck you think the society will function if you will be on the trip every day going to work? If you take LSD and you go to your office. Yeah. You will be like a Hoffman driving the bike, right? You don't do too much work, my friend. But Canadians want you to experiment with your mind for little fees, for little money, paid by government. I'm still asking, is Justin Trudeau retarded, full or half? Does he take in commission from Teheran, from Peking, from drug dealers? Is he a hypocrite? And hypocrisy is probably the most crystallic evil compared to the gangster, who is just a gangster, but he ain't got no ability to hide. Justin Trudeau is worse than the gangster. He's a criminal in necktie. Well, you cannot beat him. You gotta join him. Give him a proposal, I think Justin failed people here. I think he won't win the elections. I think they need somebody else.